Jack State people will say, we winning all them games. Jack State people saying it now with a freshman quarterback. So what I'm saying to you is, you guys win. Wait a minute. I'm gonna let you know. You guys are going to be favored in every one of those games. Those games, you all have the talent. You're more talented. You have the number one defense. You should win every one of those games. Now go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with you. I guess I was trying to not come on saying, hey, we're going to just win the game. Because, again, we played for Mississippi Valley and we lost. Just like Jackson State that y'all love to talk about and listeners love to talk and promote and do all the stuff that they do. And Jackson State then lost the last 2 years to Grambling. So it's easy just to throw out there, oh, yeah, I'm just going to win and dismiss. But I'm just trying to be respectful and say every game is a game. But I'm saying for all of the Rockies, and I want to be like you, Mr. Campbell, and not say something crazy. That's when I didn't call in the Scotty. But for all of the naysayers, and I'll just keep it respectful and say the naysayers, keep talking that trash. Because ultimately, if Prairie View would have done the same thing that that Jackson State did, just run the ball, the game would have been damn over. And y'all can come and talk about, and I'm going to say respectfully because I don't want the guy to be hurt. I don't know what's going on with him. But y'all can talk about the body, Rocky. You and Scotty can talk about, body, but his ass was under control. And to be told, one of those touchdowns that they actually, hold on just a second. So one of the touchdowns that he actually scored, that's questionable, and it wasn't even reviewed in the stadium. But if you tell me, Rocky, you were in Vegas, that first of all, when you saw 14-0, I bet you would probably shitted on yourself because you was like, what the hell just happened? What's going on?
No, I watched the game. I was watching the game. I know what happened. I don't mean that
literally, but I'm sure. Yeah, but I'm saying nobody was expecting for them to jump on top of it.
No.
And if you take into consideration, you take all of the body noise that y'all want to talk about, if Cam would just help, if he would have thrown no interception, the game would have been over.
1, 2,
it'd have been over. So, Mr. Campbell, I was trying to say respectfully, I don't want to jump over anybody. I just think I was looking at what y'all said. One particular team ran for 300 plus yards.
Yeah,
I cannot honestly say
almost 400. Let's be more accurate.
Okay, well, whatever you want to say, you can say, hey, you know what? You picked Jackson State to win the championship right now. I would probably say, which I wanted to tell you, I don't know if it was you, Mr. Campbell, or if it was Zoe that said that, hey, I'm seeing about 3 touchdowns. I couldn't even get in contact with whoever it was to say, put your money where your mouth is. But so I'll tell you, Rocky, if you think they're going to run 400 yards, I'll put my check against your check. And
wait a minute. Okay, now listen, hold on.
Now, see,
wait a minute, Rocky, hold on. Now, let me say something. Now, people know me. I'm a money guy. Now, you opening your mouth, I'm about to hold you accountable because I'm about to get phone numbers. Now, we about to do this, we going to do it. Now, don't come on. Because see, one thing about me.
Well, I can say this. Hey, Mr. Campbell.
We can do $100. You want to do $100?
Listen what I'm saying. Hey, Mr. Campbell, I can tell you this. Last year, I made a bet to Perry. Yeah. I said we were going to beat Southern. I lost. I paid Perry. He got his money done. I bet the same bet to Scott. It was $50. I made the same bet that we were going to beat Grambling. Scotty, he paid me, everything went well. So if I said I was going to bet you, then we were about the same age. I'm just saying, I think we're about the same age. So I would say, all you got is your word. And I say my word is just as good as yours, Mr. Campbell. It might not be as deep pocketed as yours, but I'll say, hey, it is what it is. The point I'm just saying is, for all of the people who want to discount, because I've already tried to send Lionel a message and tell Lionel, stop, respectfully, stop talking to y'all. Let y'all talk all that noise about what Prairie View isn't and so forth and so on. You know dang well there is no way in the hell that if Jackson State threw 4 interceptions, they would win the game. There's no way in the world that y'all want to just puff up body. Let him throw 4 interceptions. Do you think y'all really are going to win the game? No. So 4 interceptions, hell, that was a lot. One of them was going in for like a touchdown or field goal within 30 seconds before halftime. But hey, we cool. Coach said, hey, you know what? We lost the game. Put that behind us. We're going to take another step, which is this weekend. Don't look over nobody. Take another step this weekend. And I will say this. This is the part that I really hate to give credit to. I don't know what's going on with the alumni. I don't know what's going on. There are some that are showing up for the game. There are some that are not showing up for the game. But hey, I cannot make someone come to the game. All I can do is do my part. Like I hear you say, Mr. Campbell, pay my season ticket, donate my money. But I can't make people do what they don't want to do. But there are fans that support them. So Rocky, while you going out there to Vegas, looking at Jackson State and whoever the hell they was playing, your daughter, she went to Prairie View. Why you didn't come to Prairie View and support them? But keep on going. Go to Jackson State, go to Alabama State, go to all these other schools, support them. Who cares? I don't care where you go. But stop talking about PV as if we don't have a fan base. That's what pisses me off about Perry. They only talk about, and this is where I'm going to tell you, this is my last point. Rocky, you got to stop letting these fools puff you up. Perry and wasn't talking about nothing unless they was winning. You don't see him talking shit now, do you?
They're 1-8.
Scott
They shouldn't be.
Well, but the point is, I'm saying you new to the show, but you letting them fan base you put fire under your butt as if to say that they've been doing something. They ain't been doing shit. You got this boy Scotty wearing dresses, changing outfits like he's supporting every other school. Keep supporting them, Scotty. But I tell you this, I done already told alumni, don't give Scotty shit. We don't need you up here trying to promote Prairie View games. Support everybody else game but Prairie View. We don't need you. The hell with you. That's all I got to say.
All right, hey, caller.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Prairie View.
Here's the situation. Give me a little room, Mr. Campbell.
Yeah, please.
I think these Prairie View people are taking it personal, and they think it's about them. Let's be honest. Prairie View has played in 2 SWAC championships since I've been watching the SWAC. Looks like they're going to play in their 3rd. I've also witnessed Prairie View lose to Mississippi Valley State multiple times. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Campbell. If this is a different Prairie View, right, they'll win these next 3 games. Is that correct?
What did I say? What did I say?
But if it's the same old Prairie View, the one that's going to go to Jackson State and get blown out, you guys will lose 1 or maybe 2 of these games coming up, because that's what you guys have done. Like what Coach Jackson is doing isn't new to the Prairie View fan base. They have played for championships before. They have made it to championships before. In years where they made it to championships, they lost to Mississippi Valley. So let's let Coach Jackson build this thing one brick by brick. He's building it brick by brick. Only thing I'm saying about Prairie View, if you notice, I hadn't put my mouth on them at all. I just thought they would get beat by Alabama State, which they did. I thought it would be a bigger margin. I even thought that would be the case. I even bet it, and I lost. So, hey, it happens. At the end of the day, you can say what you want to about them, Cam Peters throwing 4 interceptions. If Andrew Body plays the whole game, we can play the if game till if my aunt was my uncle. You know what I mean? We could play that all day long. But the fact of the matter, guys, you guys played the game. You guys could have won the game. Unfortunately, you didn't. And you guys, fortunately, also still have a chance to play in the SWAC championship. As long as you take care of your business, y'all have it. Let me say this, Mr. Campbell. Are there 3 weaker teams you could put together to go to a championship game? Could you put together 3 weaker teams?
We're talking about the last 3 games that Prairie View has to play.
Yes.
No. That's what I'm saying. It is. That's why I told him no. And this is the no. But I want you to finish. You keep cooking.
No. So they don't have 3. They have 3 of the weakest teams you can play to go on a run to a championship. Y'all should dominate. If you are truly a championship team, you will dominate all 3 of these teams on your way into Jackson or Alabama State, whichever one you guys end up going to. And then you'll be at Coach Jackson, and this year's version of Prairie View will be able to prove to their fan base that this team is something different. I'll guarantee you this, and I have lots of friends that are Prairie View A&M alumni, have a daughter that's a student. I tell you this, if you guys make it to the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl, y'all won't have to worry about fans, because one thing I know about the Prairie View folks, they got money and they can travel. So just don't worry about the fans. Just keep winning, Coach Jackson. Just keep winning, and the fans will eventually show up. What do you got to say, Campbell?
See, this is. I want to say something. And he said, "Well, Jack State lost the ground." Let me explain something to you about Jack State ground. That's a real football rivalry. That's a real football. See, I keep telling people, the records don't win. Those two guys, that's football. Them G-men down I-20, when they look I-20 East, they take that personal. So you always gonna have something crazy with that. Prairie View, on the other hand, Jack State ain't about to lose the Valley. Jack State ain't about to lose to Alabama A&M. Jack State ain't about to use the UAPB. They don't lose those games. So if you want to be a championship team, you should be able to look at your schedule based on who you are and say, we're going to beat those guys and we'll see you in Jackson. So don't tell Lionel to be quiet, because this is the thing that was disappointed. And I'm going to say this. You got to understand something. We got a bad team and we still had 13,000 people to show up against Jackson State, with Florida State having their homecoming. So we couldn't get all the people to the hotel room. I tell you what, if we were at the same record that y'all had, it would have been 18,000 people in that stadium. So my thing is, you guys have got to understand, to be a championship program, it goes on alignment. What did I say? The AD, you got a great AD. You got a great coach. You getting players. You guys are working on your collective. The fans got to show up. I don't want to hear, well, you got to show up. Because when you pack that joint, it is a difference. It makes a difference. So my thing is, no, you guys should have some arrogance, because when you have that arrogance, the fans, then that throws out the players. The players should have that arrogance. Don't players look at us and say, Coach, you're right. We're going to beat these guys' ass. We ain't losing by less. We're not winning by less than 14. So going into Jackson State, because you got to go to Jackson State now, more likely than not, or Alabama State, you're going to have to go on the road. So my thing is, again, Prairie View people, talk your talk. But here's the thing about it. You got to back your team up. Because, see, the one thing about the Rattlers, Jack State, give Grambling, because trust me, when Grambling playing them championship game, they going to be there. So you got to back it up. So I don't mind you guys getting upset and things like this. But here's the thing, Prairie View, and this goes back and this is your first year, so I give you grace. This is great that you guys done this. But this was your opportunity, and like you said, you threw 4 interceptions, and they lost their quarterback. That's part of being a champion and trying to be a champion. So those are things. You go back to all these teams that have won the SWAC championship in the Celebration Bowl era. They made those big plays to win championships. And I'll tell you this too: there has yet to be a team to win the SWAC championship on the road.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna say this because I'm not. He didn't say this, right? And so I'm saying this. What I'm saying is, I think Prairie View and the football team supporters have a bit of low self-esteem because of the fan bases that they're going up against, right? But I'll say this. It's okay to have low self-esteem when you're comparing yourselves to the Jackson States, when you're comparing yourselves to the FAMUs, when you're comparing yourselves to the Southerns, and you're comparing yourselves to the Gramblings. It's okay to have low self-esteem. It's okay that you guys don't have as many fans. It's okay that you guys don't have as many supporters.
Here's the message part.
It's okay, because you don't have the history that those schools have. Those schools have a multi-generational history of winning games, winning championships in black college football. Period. I'll let you. Am I wrong, Mr. Campbell? Being the historian of the show.
So again, to change the narrative, and this one saying you got 3 games. I don't know. Hey, pull up Prairie View schedule real quick, Rocky, since you got it right there. Okay. How many of those at home and how many of those on the road? That's what I'm. You just click on the team. You click on the team.
Yeah.
How many of those are on the road and how many are at home?
They got one on the road. The last two at home.
So the last two at home. You should pack that joint. I know it's Pine Bluff and Valley, but you know what? You should show your team that you are ready to support them, because that's going to be that last game is going to take you then the following week to Jackson, Mississippi. Okay? So pack that stadium, put 10,000 people in that stadium, get to 10,000. I ain't trying to say 15, 20, get to 10. Let those kids know that you care, because that means something. Hey, like I said, because, hey, man, Pacifica, listen, I'm going to tell you something. And again, this is one thing you got to give Jackson State folks credit. Hey, man, listen, they're down there in Tallahassee. It's a big third down, and the boom and the cheerleaders and them 8,000 folks that they brought down there. Defense. Tigers defense. The players are hearing this. Okay, on the offense. That means something. That means you got support. If that 12 man is a real thing, man. When FAMU rolled up, we rolled up on Alabama State last year, and we was like, oh, we about to blow y'all out. Because we brought all the fans up there, and the Alabama State like, what the hell with these rattlers? Oh, yeah, defense route. That means something, man. That 12 man means something. So be the 12th man for your team. Stop talking about yesteryear. Y'all all making that money down there. I don't want to hear nothing about I live in Dallas and I live in Houston. I live here. Take your ass to the game and support your team. And when you go to the vet, get your plane ticket, Southwest flies directly from Houston, directly to Jackson. And bring you 4,000 or 5,000 fans. Your band's got to be there. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
And again, we don't, hey, Crook, we don't do none of that 12 fan slander here. We don't do that over here. We respect whatever fans. But when Prairie View they're comparing themselves to those big brand blue blood programs, you just have to understand that the history and the culture of those teams are built on winning and success. Prairie View doesn't have that depth of success that those programs have. So don't compare yourselves. Live in the moment, Prairie View. Live in no moment. Live in this amazing season that y'all having, and just enjoy it to the best of y'all ability and show up wherever you guys need to show up. Because you guys are true football fans. You got to understand that the Prairie View alumni, I wouldn't consider them a football fan base and alumni. They're a great group of people, probably some of the most successful people in the HBCU culture. However, they don't have the rich history and culture that a lot of the other programs have, so they're not used to having this kind of success. And a lot of people who support the football team end up having themselves compared to those rich fan bases. And again, I don't think you guys should take anything away from that. You shouldn't have as many fans as Jackson State. You shouldn't have as many fans as Southern. You shouldn't have as many fans as Grambling. You shouldn't have as many fans as FAMU. You guys don't have the rich history and culture of those programs. And I'll move on. So we covered Alabama A&M and Grambling. Now this was kind of these two teams. Well, let me just say this: we can do these together. These were the two upsets of the week, and I'll just ask you, Mr. Campbell, which one was the bigger upset?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not shocked that Alcorn beat Texas Southern, because Texas Southern has done this several years. What they do, but for Southern to go up and lose to Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they were getting handed to them. They scored later on, and to see Arkansas Pine Bluff and Southern, I mean, I'm to me the big upset has got to be, this is like Valley beating FAMU. I'm gonna be honest with you. Southern's still Southern. I'm really disappointed that Southern just went up there, and like I say again. I'm just really shocked. I'm not shocked by Texas Southern, because Texas Southern does this every year where a game is supposed to win, they don't win.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Southern outcome was, I expected Southern to go up there and win. I didn't get a chance to watch Perry and Scotty before our broadcast, but I would have really liked to have seen what the atmosphere was like down there, especially going into the fourth quarter where Southern was leading. I mean, where Arkansas Pine Bluff was leading 38-14 going into the fourth. Like, were there any Southern fans left in the stadium at that point?
Was there any Southern fans even there? I don't think that Jaguar Nation even traveled to that game.
You know, and just look at this. Southern has.
What happened at the Southern people? Did y'all even bring your band up there? I'm just curious. Did the jukebox even go up there? I don't think the jukebox went. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
And look at it. They have 3 very formidable opponents left. They could easily end this season 1. And will they have? They could end up with season could be Mississippi Valley and 11.
Let me tell you something. If that happens, and let me tell you something, and see, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. That Bayou Classic, and trust me, Grambling is looking to lay an ass whooping on Southern. Because Southern has ruined their dreams several times these last couple of years. They basically got Hugh Jackson fired by winning this Bayou Classic. And Mickey Joseph from New Orleans, family gonna be there, can pull out a winning record if he kind of maneuvers these last couple of games. Man, Southern, like I said, and again, Texas Southern is still playing for something, right? Because again, if you go back to your point, if prayer views and nosedives, Texas Southern still got a shot. I mean, that Alcorn loss was horrible because that would have kept the pressure on Prairie View. Prairie View basically have to lose all 3. Prairie View and Texas Southern got to win all 3 for them to get into the SWAC championship game. But they got something to play for, so they're going to play. And who's that last game? They got, was that Bethune? Wait, no, that's Grambling. Yeah. So Grambling got Bethune. So and this now that game. Listen, this Bethune game. Now let me tell you something about the history of the Bethune and Grambling thing. Bethune has gotten the best of Grambling since they've been in SWAC. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't know. Bethune was the only team that beat Grambling in those championship years, other than when they lost to A&T. So Bethune in the last 7 years has had tremendous success against Grambling.
Well, and I'm looking at this. Coach Joseph has had a sneaky good season so far. Whereas if he comes away with 2 of these last 3, he'll be 8-4. And that's gonna be enough to keep your job, right?
100%. And I tell you what, that's the thing about with Grambling. And all of a sudden, I'm Grambling fan. Look, because I'm gonna tell you this. Saw this on social media. Grambling, them Graham fans raised $500,000 for athletics on their day of giving for athletics. $500,000. Hey man, listen, they're in it to win it. Don't ever think that Grambling fan base is not in it to win it. So he can finish off strong, beat Southern, like you say, finish 8-4. Then you gotta say that they would have beaten Jackson State and Southern, which they haven't done since their championship year. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Campbell. I haven't been able to find anything on T-Set in his status. They've been pretty quiet about that the last week. Have you been able to run across anything? I know you.
Mickey Joseph said, and just what he said, Mickey Joseph talked to his mother, and his mother said that he got up. That's what he said his mother did, but she's keeping it close to the hip. And what Mickey Joseph said, he just told his mother in public, this was on the coach's call, that the only thing we wanted to know because everybody's concerned. So I think that whatever's going on, the family wants to make sure before they make any announcement, they want to make sure whatever they announce is factual. You know what I mean? Not something that could go the wrong way. They don't want to sit back and say, oh, the kid's paralyzed. And, all the things that people, social media will go the wrong way and put stuff out there. So I respected their privacy. I think Coach Joseph just let her know that the only reason why he keeps asking because people want to support. And if there's anything he needs, the HBCU fan base will be there to support the young man. Because I do know if there is something that young man needs, the HBCU fan base will definitely be there for him.
Yeah, I'm just praying that he'll make a full recovery and we'll get a chance to see him on the gridiron here soon. Because he's a sensational player, and I very talented, and I just want him to make a full recovery.
Absolutely.
And, they didn't, the kind of weird thing is we don't even know if he's still in the hospital or not. You know what I mean?
No, he is still in the hospital. He is.
He is.
Yes, he's still in the hospital. Yes.
Okay. All right. So at least he's getting the care that he needs.
100%. 100%.
And is he still in Vegas?
I believe so.
Okay. Man, wish I had known that.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. Well, we got these last two games. Let me so let me ask you this here. Southern. We just saw where they probably are going to lose their last three games, right? You mentioned you've never seen Southern in this condition in your 50 years of living. Where do they go to pick up the pieces, Mr. Campbell?
Well, this is the thing about it. I think Southern is going to have to get out of that. We forgot to find somebody that's Pete Richardson clone. Pete Richardson ain't walking through those doors. They need to find a young, dynamic guy that's going to be able to recruit. They got a fertile recruiting base down there. They've got the fans. They've got the big-time games. They got the TV games. They got Southern's got everything you need to be right back. But the question is, and I think, again, and I'm just using him because I saw the young man. He's probably not ready to be a head coach. But, like, that young man, that offensive coordinator for Delaware State, Nemo Washington, a guy like that, I can see that brother, that type of brother down in Southern.
I just got another premonition. And this probably won't work. It probably can't happen. Southern has had a quarterback issue for 5 years, in my opinion. For 5 years. If you bring in anybody, you need to bring in somebody who can fix the quarterback position, right? And I'm thinking of Hugh Jackson can fix the quarterback position at Southern. He's got some unfinished business in the SWAC. And I think he could make it work at a school like Southern. What do you think, Mr. Campbell?
So Crook, it's interesting that you said that. So Campbell talking to the wrong people. So yeah, the board, y'all got that messiness like FAMU does. So you know what? We might need to start showing y'all craziness to see how that's going to work out. So Crook, you're right. Y'all have a board just kind of like FAMU, and they all in the mix. They're all in y'all business. So, and I don't think Roman Banks is like you to your. I'm assuming what you say. Roman Banks is not going to be the final say who's going to be the coach of Southern. I'm assuming that's where you're going with that. If I'm wrong, then you can say you can put it in the chat. Say I'm wrong. Hey, listen, that sounds really good. But I don't think Southern would ever do that. I don't think Southern. I just think their arrogance would say, "Well, it didn't work at Grambling. It's not going to work down here." That's the thing. I think Southern is a level of arrogance that they would. I just don't see them doing that. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I mean, they did it with Big Boy. He coached up there at Grambling. Never was the head coach. What was they coach? I'm having a brain loss. What was they coach?
Odom.
No, not Odom. The guy that just left. My man that always had the hat cock. Big Boy. No,
Graves.
Graves. Yeah, Coach Graves. So I think, again, when you're looking at, you got to get people in a Southern and a FAMU that the fans are going to fall behind and pour that money out and get those kids down to Southern, because again, Louisiana's a speed state, man. Speed state. That's what Southern, and get those fast guys. And again, but let me tell you this, and I think one of the callers talked about this. Man, it is hard to find a quarterback at this level. Very hard. So if you can find a guy that's a quarterback coach, or bring a quarterback coach with him, that to me is first and foremost. Because I just think that having a defensive coach in SWAC other than Eddie Robinson, and I even think that has hindered him somewhat because of his I can't let go. Because we've always said about Andrew Body, just let him go. But I think Eddie Rouse is, I just can't. You know what I mean? I think Tremaine Jackson kind of goes back and forth a little bit about that. You know what I mean? Even though he's offensive, I think he played offensive line, didn't he? I think he's an offensive guy.
Who was that?
So, Tremaine Jackson.
I want to say the D lineman, but
D-line, well, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, but to me, I like what you're saying. But again, and we talked about this with Coach, man. I think what we're going to do when Coach comes back, we need to just put a list of potential coaches, right? Hot coaches, coordinators, offense, you know, put them all on there. So what? We'll do the Perry and Scott if they hell. If they can do hell, we can do it.
So this is my I want to say about Hugh. If you hire Hugh, that would be a football hire. That wouldn't be, at this point, it wouldn't be a celebrity hire. You could pretty much be assured that you would have a competent offense, something that Southern hasn't seen in 3 or 4 years, right? The other thing you would do is you would be, because I think this has been a failure of Dooley and Graves. They handled the media really poorly when things started going bad, or when they had a bad out, the team had a bad outing or something like that, right? They came across as very arrogant and unsophisticated. And I think Hugh Jackson would be the exact opposite of that. He would be able to communicate in football terms what went wrong on Saturday afternoon, rather than saying, I know better than you and I'm going to fix it, which they never fixed it. And I think that was the problem at Southern. Time and time again, their coaches, both Dooley and Graves, when you hear them talk about what happened, it was about, they never answered questions about what happened on the field. They always deflected and said things like, we'll look at the film and see what happens, but I promise you we're going to fix it. And guess what would happen the next week? The same thing they had a problem with would show up again and again and again. And I don't think the press is going to be a problem for Hugh Jackson. But I just think it'd be a great fit. And I think it's a high profile enough job to where it could, if he's successful, it can really turn into something at Southern for a guy like Hugh Jackson and those California connections that go so well with that Louisiana fan base.
Here's the thing. Here's a name that I think, because he didn't coach down at Southern, he coached close. Quinn Gray, with his offensive mind, he was quarterback coach at Alcorn, so he's recruited that area. He knows the SWAC. He's a quarterback, championship quarterback. Got his team undefeated in the SISAC, likely to be the favorite to win the SIAC. He'd be a great fit for Southern. He would be a great fit for Southern. I think he has the mentality to handle that Southern fan base, because trust me, he understands what FAMU craziness is. And I think that would be one of those ones that if you just looked at his resume, that the Southern people could get and he's an offensive guy. And look, he's got 3 or 4 quarterbacks out here, and they still rocking. So this guy could coach quarterbacks up, recruit a quarterback, and get Southern right back cracking. I think Quentin Gray is the undercover. Now, something I think that was imminent. Now, of course, the perfect fit is Trey Oliver, of course. To me, the perfect fit is Trey Oliver. I think because he's been down there, he knows what it is, and he's a great coach. Trey Oliver would be a great coach anywhere. But I'm just talking about the secondary guys that you're thinking, Hugh Jackson. But if I had to pick, I'd say Quentin Gray would be a great fit.
Now, I'll tell you this. If Quinn Gray has a good run in Division II playoffs, makes the playoffs, win the championship, makes a good run, I can definitely look at him as being a great selection as head coach. I really would like to see how a guy deals with the media, though, a guy like Quinn Gray, because I think Southern is a place where they want a guy that talks big and can back it up.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you. And that's just my impression, that they want a guy that can talk. And like you say, I think that's why you do say you think Trey Oliver will be a great match. Yeah. So let's look at next week's games. We can pick them and then get out of here, man.
All right.
All right. Here's Prairie View. We'll try to get back in the winning column with Alabama A&M. This is simple, Coach. If this is a different Prairie View game, they come off of a heartbreaking loss and they handle this business and they leave no doubt. And I think they can do it. What about you, Coach?
Look, Prairie View is on the same mission Jack said. You can't lose any of these games. You can't leave anything to chance. You can't say, oh, we stunk up the joint, we gave away. No, you got to win this game. And I think they'll come in focus. Unfortunately, Alabama A&M is tailing down. Again, a lot of defense did not stand up the way Sam said. I'm pretty sure that he's going to retool it. And I just think this is, Alabama A&M was playing out the string. And unfortunately, like I said, quarterback got hurt. Would have been an interesting game. That quarterback would have been available. But, Prairie View, I think they come in, they run the ball. I think they dominate this game and get out of it with a good victory.
All right. Jackson State, Mississippi Valley. Though Mississippi Valley has proven to be a feisty bunch against the good teams, though, they got thoroughly mollywopped. And I think this will be another situation where they get thoroughly mollywopped. Jackson State may run for 600 yards against Mississippi Valley. What do you say, Mr. Campbell?
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those ones. It's always a funny game, not too far away from Jackson. Jackson State fans going to just ride up that little highway up there, the valley, go up there into, cotton fields and things like that. And again, I don't think Jackson State's going to run. I don't think it's going to, which they could. I think they could easily put 60 up on Valley. I think this will be one of those ones. They're just going to take it easy, get some of the second string guys in there, and they'll beat Valley like 35-7. Because I think this is one of those games you get some of your younger guys to get in there to play also.
Hey, this is an interesting game right here. I was hoping this was going to be Andrew Body against his old school. I don't know what Andrew Body's injury situation is. I pray that he'll be healthy and 100% at some point. But Alabama State needs every game in order if they have any hopes of making it to the playoffs. Have you gotten any information on Andrew Body's status up to this point?
I don't think he's playing this game. I think the best thing is that I heard of just a separated show that they popped back in. Mm-hmm. So again, I know they were supposed to be getting a second opinion from the original doctor that did the surgery. So from what I've heard and understood is that he should be able to come back, based off of what his family thinks and his future. So hopefully that'll happen. Here's the thing though. This is one of those funny games because now you got to go back to your backup quarterback, Smoot. And Texas Southern has got to come in and try to win this game. This is a really, really big game for both of these teams because, again, Alabama State, everybody is scheduled watching. They know that Jackson State got one more game that should give them a little bit of a run in that Bethune-Cookman game. So they're like, hey, we're still in this. We still can hope, pray. You never know what happens. So, but I'm going to tell you, do not take this Texas Southern bunch lightly. They're going to come here and try to run the ball. But I think Alabama State, I think the defense is kind of gelling. I think Eddie Robinson at home, I think they're going to have a really good crowd. And I think that Alabama State will win this game. I think it's going to be close, though.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Campbell. When Texas Southern loses a close game to Prairie View, also loses a close game to Grambling, which could be considered the best two teams on the West, and then gets beat to sleep by Alcorn, does that mean that they threw in the towel?
No, that means that Texas Southern has always been inconsistent. And that just shows that level of inconsistency that they've shown over several years and over the Chris Discipline, regime. They're inconsistent. You can see the talent, but again, they consistently cannot say, it's 60 minutes of football that we're going to go in here and win the game. Because again, even with that Alcorn game, I just think that Alcorn was steady, ready to go. And I think Texas Southern kind of sleptwalked through that game.
Let me also ask you this. Texas Southern had an opportunity to hire Tremaine Jackson on the same hiring cycle that Chris Dishman was hired in. Could the success of Tremaine Jackson somehow make the seat pretty hot for Chris Dishman.
No, because I think he can finish out. I think they'll finish with a winning record, though. That's the thing about it. I think their schedule allows them to finish with a winning record. And also remember, Tremaine Jackson was not the factor. Fred McNair was supposed to have that job. That thing was supposed to be signed, sealed, delivered. That Fred McNair was supposed to be the head coach of Texas Southern. Let's not forget that. So I think Dishman, what do they got? They're
4-4. They could end up 6-5.
6-5.
Yeah. Or 7-4 if they able to.
So I think again they get in 6-5. Who they play last? Who did Texas Southern just real quick?
Oh, they play Alabama A&M and hold on. I just had them up. They play Alabama A&M and Southern.
They should win both those games.
Yeah.
They should win both those games. So again, they can get 7 victories out of it. That for Texas Southern, coach will tell you that's a big victory for them.
That'll be 6.
6. So they got to win all 3 to get to 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they win all 3 and they get to 7, and even 6, I think does them well. So yeah, I think he's in good shape.
All right. You're okay at 3-5 with Alabama with now I'm gonna tell you. Does Cozy have to run the table to keep his job?
So here's the problem. Let me see how I can say this. Unfortunately, people have seen on social media what's going on down at FAMU. Potentially, we're going to get a new AD that's probably going to be totally unqualified from the good old boy network from Florida State. Let me say this. Cozy's lucky that the AD position was in flux at FAMU Saturday night. I'll just say that. Because he might not have made it out of it after that. But with that being said, every game's a new game. So he's got to win this game. FAMU should win this game. They've got enough talent to win this game because they have not thrown in the towel. I think we're a better team than Southern. We should be Alabama A&M. We should be Mississippi Valley. The game that's to toss up, again, as always, it's the Bethune-Cookman game. He could actually win 7 games, which is crazy if you think about it. He can win 7. So I think, and I'm not going to say unfortunate or whatever. We'll see what happens with the new AD. He'll make that judgment. I don't think Coach Cozy is going to get fired, though. Now, if he loses all these games, then I think the heat will be so hard that no matter that Florida State thing is not going to save him. I don't care what. And there's no way, because then what you're going to have is a mass revolt of season ticket holders. You're going to have a mass revolt of people that's going to give money. There'll be no NIL money. And then what you're going to do? So that is a very perilous situation that he places himself in.
All right. This is
now. Hey, look, hold on. Let me say this. Hold on. Absolutely not. It is absolutely nothing he could do other than short of bringing Willie back. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling y'all right now. The hell, get your popcorn ready when this happens. Get your popcorn ready, because it is going to be absolutely nothing. This man, I feel sorry for him. I don't even know why he want to take the job, because y'all thought we did OBG bad. And some of y'all, it's going to be way worse. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm pretty sure that'll be reported.
Now, let me ask you this. Had you had it to do all over again, consider what's happening, would you prefer to kept OBG?
No. Hell no.
Okay.
What I would prefer is that the racist people down in Florida would have not put up some trumped up charges, which they then adjudicated and said $649, which we all knew when I told everybody, and not be racist. So they put this dude up in there. That's what I would have wanted. The state of Florida not be racist as hell. How about that?
Yeah, I get it. All right. Here we go here. Bethune-Cookman and Grambling, the interesting matchup. I must say, considering how both teams has played, considering Grambling's quarterback situation, I got to go with Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bethune. I think they're gonna come in there. They can score points. Again, I just don't think a third string quarterback can stand up to what Bethune's gonna throw out there. And I think Bethune-Cookman, they got a lot of confidence. You see what I'm saying? You see them, Coach Wood is doing those crazy little dances and things. When coaches do that, they're feeling good about their team. And I think that's a good thing for Bethune-Cookman. Again, and Bethune-Cookman knows the assignment. Again, and I'll say this. When Bethune-Cookman came in, I don't think people remember this. They were 15-1 versus the SWAC in their last 16 games. They really thought they were going to come in and do some damage in the SWAC. I mean, they literally had just beaten Jackson State in the MEAC SWAC Challenge the year before. So for them, they have been disrespected. They have been kicked down. That's a proud bunch down there in Daytona. So I think that they're saying, hey, people are disrespecting us. They don't think we can win anything. We're going to keep winning. So I think they're going to definitely do something against Grambling.
So again, I'll say this, Mr. Campbell. This is going to be weird to say. But I don't think we have any idea who Bethune-Cookman really is right now. I don't think you can find out who you are when you play Alabama A&M, Southern, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Mississippi Valley. I don't think we know who you are. I don't think we know. We know they gave up 52 against Alabama State, but can they beat a good team is my question.
Well, probably not. That's the thing about it. No, they're not. I'm pretty sure Jackson State's going to be favored by double digits. I'm pretty sure. So, no, I don't think anybody's thinking that Bethune's going to come. But the point of it is, like with anything, if I had to bet it, give me a team that can score and hope for turnovers, compare a team that can't score, and we kind of hope the defense holds. Because you're not going to hold an offensive team down. Not at all. So, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think Bethune. I think we do know Bethune-Cookman. They beat all the bad teams, and they haven't beat any good teams.
Well, Grambling had some pretty, really good defensive outings. And if this game ends up 20-10 Grambling, will you have considered this team some progress over previous teams?
Grambling?
So if what I'm saying is if they come to the hole and lose 20-10, Bethune-Cookman comes to the hole, loses 20-10, will this Bethune-Cookman team be an improvement overall?
Oh, well, absolutely. Look at what have they, I don't think they won over 3 games.
So here's my question. Over previous years, is Alabama A&M better or worse?
They're probably worse compared to what they've been.
Okay. Southern, better or worse?
They're worse.
Arkansas Pine Bluff, better or worse?
Well, they've always been bad.
Same. Mississippi Valley, better or worse?
But always been bad. But they can only play. But guess what? They play the same teams every year.
No. What I'm saying is, if they don't get a victory against a team like Grambling, Jackson State, or even FAMU, is this progress under Coach Whitty? Is this real progress?
Well, then what would if they lose those games? Then what would their record be then after that?
Like 5-6. 5-6.
5-6. That means they lose 3 games. They'd be 5-7. That's a losing record. So how can
they only have 11 games? They only have 11, I think. Let me see.
Okay, well, they got 3 more games. They're 5-6, so they'll be 9. They'll be 5 and wait a minute. They're 5-6 right now. No, they're not 5-6.
No. They're 4. They're 5-4. So you're right. They'll be if they lose all 3 of these games, they'll be 5-7. Yes, you're right.
That's a losing record. That's not anything of improvement. Other than they went up the scoring charts a little bit against bad teams. So, no, they've got, again, that's what I'm saying. They've got to win. But listen, they have had success against Grambling. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The one team that they've had, because that's Grambling's their crossover game. And going all the way back to Grambling's championship team, Bethune-Cookman has beat these guys. I think Grambling's only beat them 1 time since they've been in the SWAC. So Bethune-Cookman should feel pretty good about beating Grambling. Southern, like you already said, who is this? Whose record is this? Who is this? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Southern Alcorn play next. Okay, I got it. So, again, they play them. They got to play Jackson State. They got to play FAMU. So, again, they got to win the game. All you want, man, is like with anything. And I said this jokingly because I knew Jackson State was going to win it. You just want to be in a position to control your own destiny. Bethune-Cookman can do that. Now, whatever happens, if Jackson State run 50 points on them, so what? At least they had a chance to be there. That's all you want. Because you never know what might happen. Again, nobody thought Jacoby Morgan was going to get hurt. Nobody thought Andrew Body was going to get hurt. You see what I'm saying? You never know what's going to happen in these games.
So here we go. The last game of the evening. By the way, I'm taking Bethune-Cookman. Who did you say you're taking?
I'm taking Bethune-Cookman.
Okay. All right. This is the last one of the night. Southern. Well, let me put it. The new McNair's against the old McNair's. Who you got?
Man, I think Alcorn. I think Cedric Thomas knows this is one of the games he got to win. I think he's trying to right the ship by the end of the season to keep his job. And again, I think Alcorn is going to, like I said, play really hard. I think, man, Southern just packed it up, man. You know, they're not trying to play hard. Those kids, you know, like it is what it is. A lot of those kids are going to transfer. We already know what's going to happen. Kids have checked out. I don't think Southern is going to come. I mean, of course, they'll bring their band. This is at Alcorn, right? Game down on the reservation. Big matchup. Eugene and J Max and all those guys will be there. But no, I think Alcorn wins this game. And I think Southern, like I say, they just you've seen a team that's given up on the season.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't handle the UAPB environment, the Alcorn State environment may be even a little worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's going to be packed down there, especially if the weather's good.
Yeah.
And Phil, I'm trying to tell you, go look at Bethune's record in the whole the last 6 years, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell you, they beat a Grambling team that was a Celebration Bowl team. Them boys have been down there and won those games. And I'm trying to tell you, I think Grambling's only beat them one time since they've been in the SWAC. I'm pretty confident I'm right about that.
Hey, man, we had another amazing show, Mr. Campbell. Unfortunately, Coach wasn't able to make it through, but we were able to hold it down in his absence. Coach, we're going to be back with Coach next week. So those of y'all who miss Coach, I'll send my regards to him, man. And I appreciate you guys staying on with us for 2 hours, and it'll be 30 minutes by the time we get off, man. Mr. Campbell, before we wrap this thing up, anything you like to say?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, next week, potentially working on it. We talked about it tonight. Quinn Gray, Albany State head coach, should be on the Coach's Corner next week. I'm going to let everybody know, working that out. We tried to get him on tonight. It was just too short of a notice. Would have been a great time to have him on, especially what's going on at his alma mater, what's going on with him in the SIAC, and what's going on with some of these coaching jobs. And he is a great, great young man, younger than me. That's why I call him a young man, a Hall of Fame player at FAMU. So, you know, that's what we got, man. You know, I want to tell everybody, hey, man, listen, I'm going to say this again, man. I appreciate you guys, and this means a lot that we're able to come on this show and have a good community. You know what I mean? Everybody respecting themselves. You know, people make their jokes and stuff like that. Shout out to the Prairie View people. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that. Shout out to the Jack State people, man. Came down to Tallahassee. Hey, man, a lot of wings. You catch me on tomorrow with Mike. You're going to see what I got for tomorrow with Mike at the D Breakdown, man, because there was a lot of wings served down there in Tallahassee. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. Shout out to the Sonic Boom. And, man, just shout out to all the HBCU fan bases, man. We enjoy doing the show for you guys. You know, if there's somebody you want us to interview, let us know. But I'm going to say this once again, man. I'm proud of everybody, how you guys conduct yourselves. And, man, this is what this is all about. Just have a good time, man. We ain't out here trying to talk about nobody and tell them about nobody's school and all that crazy. Like, y'all know I'm not about that. And Rocky just does that to be messy. So, you know, Rocky loves y'all too, man. So we appreciate you joining us tonight, and we will probably have Coach Quinn on next week.
Hey, I just want to address the Colorado situation. I'm still a huge Deion Sanders fan. And
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Look, what's going on there? Is Prime gonna make it, man? Or we gonna have a medical condition that will allow him not to go?
Well, again, come on now. I'm not gonna speculate on the man's health or anything like that. But he's not having a good season. Colorado is struggling. They lost to some teams that I think they should have beat. Anyway. They're fortunate to get a victory against Iowa State, who was at the time a ranked team. Again, the bottom line is Coach Prime has to have better players. He has to coach better, and potentially he has to have better assistants. In my opinion, this Campbell, maybe you can, because you went to a blue blood school or whatever. Colorado is everybody's Super Bowl. Everybody's Super Bowl. So but for the coaches and the players of those opposing teams, they getting everybody's playing over their head and above what they've shown on film. Again, I don't know when that's going to wear off, but I think that's a symptom that probably will always be there as long as Coach Prime there. And if you're going to have that kind of target on your back as a program has to have a huge NIL budget, and they have to have top-notch assistants and support staff, man. They can't go through this situation where Coach Prime is talking about we want players that want NFL, not NIL. I understand it all sound good, it sounds slick, whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're not willing to handsomely compensate these kids, then you're not going to get the best kids. Campbell, and I'll defer to you on this.
It's funny. I told Scotty this, and this is why, again, I know he was going to leave and all that stuff, but this is why I said Deion should stay at Jack State and just see what that experiment would have went like. Because, see, here's the thing. It's okay to be Deion Sanders in the swag. It don't mean nothing when you deal with them white folks with that money. And every dime that they had in Colorado, LSU, Texas, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Arkansas, Texas A&M had double. And they were going to make sure that whoever he talked to, they were going to find out and they were going to give him double. And this is what he's finding out about his recruiting. Because he thought, I'm Deion Sanders, you're going to come. Like I said, you want to come be dog. Man, it's a whole different level like that thing, man. And I knew that was going to happen. And I didn't want it to happen to Deion because I wanted him to be successful. I don't want any black coach to be. But I don't play with me when I know how this game is played. Them white folks are not going to let you be successful. So any guy you talk to, they're going to know because they're going to say, well, Coach, they know you're going up to Colorado. Well, what they offering you? Well, they're going to give me $120,000. I'm just making up a number. $120,000. We wipe our ass down here in Texas with $120,000. Just so he won't go to Colorado and sit on the bench.
Like I say, I got on very good authority that the minimum a player gets at the University of Texas is $400,000 a year. That's the minimum that they get. Schools like Utah provide every player with a brand new pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's happening all over college football, and Colorado needs to catch up.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're ever going to catch up. But you know what's so crazy? And I'm going to say this, and then, Rock, I'll close it out. The crazy thing about that Colorado team, still in the end, the most talented players were the Jackson State guys. Even when he recruited, they were the Jackson State guys, which says a lot about that team that Jackson State had and what he was recruiting. That's why I always wish he would have just stayed, because I thought, of course, he wasn't going to get no 8, 9, 10 million, but he would have got a couple of million down there in Jackson. It would have been and I think what he could have done is sold those games for $2-3 million games. You see what I'm saying? Just because I think people would have wanted to see Jackson State. So I think he could have made his money, but he chose it. And now Shador and Travis are gone. And now it's the reality of the real world.
All right. Hey, man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, man. We had another great show. I'm not going to even try to replicate Coach's wrap up. That's his thing, man. Much love, everybody. And I'm out.
All right, good night.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.